Okay. In our practicum visit on Saturday, we talked about how to organize our research. I am about the most organized person, so I use some tools and then I find myself moving away from them and reminding myself, and then coming back to them and reminding myself why I like them. So I wanted to give you a very brief, hopefully, example of how I use Zotero. So Zotero, as you can see on the screen here, is a personal research assistant. It is free. You can download it. It has an app for Mac. It has a connection for Windows, and it looks like any other file format that you've had. You certainly can go to zotero.org and look at it and see if it meets your needs or as you transition. I found myself transitioning from RefWorks because RefWorks wasn't quite as I don't want to call it user friendly, but I had to get into the library to then go to the RefWorks and vice versa. And so I ended up using this more often than not. So I'm going to give you 3 examples, 2 for sure, maybe a third examples of how I use it. So I'm going to minimize here because I really don't need it anymore. And then I'm going to go to my website, to my Mac. I use a Mac desktop. And this, of course, as a Mac program, goes all across my Mac devices, my Apple devices. And so I'm going to my Zotero. Here's my Zotero. And it is open. Here's my library. So I'm going to make this bigger. And so I have a lot of stuff on here, right? I've researched a lot of stuff. I've kept a lot of stuff, but I've also not used everything. But I wanted to figure out how I'm kind of a tactile person. I like to actually have the PDFs or the actual research study, and I like to make notes on it. And I'm going to give you some examples of how I've done that. So the first thing is generally you would start with no library. You get to begin your own library. And over time, I have added classes that I knew that I was doing a paper in, that I needed to have a collection of research items so that I could then do a bibliography. Real quick, under hold on, nobody panic. There's a way here to do. I'm sorry. You have to go into the. You have to link or highlight the research study that you want to either do a copy of a citation or a copy of a bibliography item. So it will copy it and paste it. You copy it here and then you click to where you want the citation to go in your Word document, and it will do so according to APA standards or whatever standard you select when you set yourself up. The copying of the bibliography part would be for your references at the end. So the bibliography item would be the whole reference. So I'm going to quickly give you, I've created a test folder for us. I'm going to quickly give you a couple of run-through items on how I use it. So let's say you go to the library or you get a research document, or you've had one that you've PDF'd. You can, in fact, up here, it allows you to add a book. This is you building your references. Books, document, journal article, whatever. Or if you have the DOI. And we're going to do that in a minute. You're going to see what that comes up with. Or you have the actual PDF. So for me, I have loaded up a PDF. And this is a PDF that I had outside of the library system and outside of Zotero. And I did this to show you so that you can, in fact, go over here, and the items that you put over here are what's going to be on your citation and your bibliography. So you literally type in the title, evaluating, blah, 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 blah. Then you go to the next thing, and I'm just using my tab thing. It allows you to just tab through. The author is, the last name is SMAJGL. First name is Alex. Then you can actually add the second author, and you just follow the directions. And the second author is Mr. Ward, John. And then sorry about that. And then you could literally go down here item by item. The publication is the journal. the journal, oh, good Lord. The journal, sorry, bear with me, team. The Journal of now look, there's one that automatically populates, so that's kind of cool. And so then all you do is it automatically saves. You just go back, and then you just, and whammo, all the stuff you just did shows up. So that's one thing. The other thing I'm going to show you how is if you have a DOI. So let's say you don't have the article, you don't have the book, but you have a DOI. So I'm going to go here to this item, add an item by identifier. And I'm going to literally type in a DOI 10.1057 backslash IJEA.2010.11 and hit enter. And you'll notice it automatically pulls up the item that I'm looking for. And it also, see over here when I'm moving my mouse, it automatically creates your material, your information. Excuse me. And so this is the article that I was looking for. Because I had a DOI on it, it automatically brings it in. And now I can either read it here, or if I've printed it, I can highlight things to make annotations. For example, let's say I want to use the phrase educational fundraisers for competence and fit, but I'm not going to do that. So let's say I want to, here we go. I've actually used this in a citation. The complex job of fundraising requires diverse skills, diverse knowledge, skills, abilities, and attributes found in many professions. Okay, so I want to highlight that. I want to make that an attribute. And for this particular object, I'm going to use orange. Maybe you have a code system. Maybe you have a color code system. I kind of don't. But it's kind of fun. So now I get to just exit and save it. Now, let's say, before I do that though, let's say I want to create a tag. Now, I haven't really done this very often, but I guess I could. You could subcode and subcode. So I'm going to put on here education of fundraisers. This is sort of my topic of my my prospectus for my qualifying fundraiser education. So I'm going to leave that there. And again, you can just tab through, create more, create less. And let's just say I'm done with this. Okay, I'm done. So it's in my test folder. I can copy it to another. You could duplicate the item. You could add it to another collection. So all of this is very user friendly. The third thing I'm going to do for this is, what else did I have here? Oh, I wanted to show you that on this item, I actually, because I use an iPad and an Apple Pencil, I'm able to handwrite on PDFs. And so I just did this for fun, just to sort of give you a sense about, oh, okay, when I look back at my materials, I like my highlighting, but I also like to write things that draw my attention. So that gives you an example of, okay, I now save it. I don't actually have to have it printed anymore. And so that is Zotero. I certainly can answer any other questions. Oh, let's just do an example of, real quick, let's say I need this to be a bibliography item. So I copy the bibliography. Anyway, you know how to do that kind of stuff. It's not perfect, but it's pretty darn good. And so I'm looking at my notes here just in case. I use the DOI identifier a lot. I use downloading a PDF, and so that I actually have the PDF, not just the link to the PDF. And then I can, oh, this is the final thing I wanted to show you guys. I think it's kind of interesting to be able to sort by title, or you could sort by author. I have some duplications in here that I've used for different papers that I didn't realize I already had. And you certainly can sort it by the most recent. So remember, this is the one that I just created. And I'm going to go ahead and remember, all you do is you use your mouse and I'm going to, okay, so let's just do this article seeks to challenge the notion that experience is an important variable in predicting successful fundraising outcomes. I'm going to go ahead and make that a hot item because that would be something that I would want to try to make a point of. And so I hope that's helpful. And certainly I'm available if you have any other questions. And I hope you have a great day.